We're at the Emporium of Oddities and Miscellaneous Things, and we're going to paint my Raptor. This may very well be 3 years worth of dirt.
And there you be. Here we go.
Welcome back to the vlog. I'm Brad, I go by the Whalen, and this is my vlog on truck venture. If you like content on camping, overlanding, Raptors, and general off-road fun, well, you came to the right place. So please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Today, however, we are doing something a little different, and it's a little peculiar. We're at the Emporium of Oddities and Miscellaneous Things, and we're going to paint my Raptor. I know there's a lot of Raptor purists out there who probably think I'm crazy for doing this because, I mean, honestly, when I go online and I look at parts and availability of things for Raptors in the style department, it's a lot of carbon fiber type things. Like you can get a carbon fiber vent for the hood, you can get carbon fiber vents for the sides, you can get all different types of fender flares. There's even carbon fiber fender flares out there. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually Rhino line it. So that's right, we are taking some Rhino liner, which I have back here. Box of Rhino liner, which you put like in the bed of a truck, for example, and we actually have it on our front skid plate as well. And we're gonna do some of the trim pieces in that paint. So things like this fender, for example, which as you can see, I've got a giant gouge and scuff through it because, quite frankly, this is a truck, and I off-road this truck. Instead of having to replace these things or letting them sit there willy-nilly like that, I thought, why don't I Rhino line this thing so that when I'm going through the forest of Oregon and I scrape a tree with my fender, I'm not gonna care. Little correction, I'm actually specifically using Raptor Liner, not Rhino Liner. I guess I kind of use that term as a generic placeholder for this type of paint. But yeah, I guess it's fitting that I'm using a Raptor Liner for my Raptor. But this is what was available when I went to the auto parts store for the paint, so this is not a sponsored thing, it's just what I happen to be using. I recommend you research the different types of liner material if you want to do this to your vehicle, and then select the one that speaks to you the most. Special note, when you start removing plastic bits, you start seeing all the dirt build up in the spots that you don't get a reach when you're washing your truck. We'll take care of that. Curious what exactly we're going to be painting. We are not painting the entire truck, so if you think I clickbaited you on that one, I'm sorry, but nope, we're not going to do that. But we are going to hit all those parts that we discussed that are just kind of sticking out of the truck, so the fender flares and the fender wells inside there, as well as the extra bits like the vents that are on the hood and the sides of the truck as well, just to tie it together. And we may even hit the back rear bumper as well. Hey look, more dirt. I wonder where all this dirt came from. It's probably just like an amalgam of dirt from like every trail I've hit. This may very well be 3 years worth of dirt because I don't think I've ever taken off these fenders before. Nick, how simple is it to remove these?
Well, you gotta be willing to use a little brute force, because those clips, they may sound like crap's breaking, but it's not. But yeah, it's just, what, 8 bolts and a bunch of these little guys. There you go. So what is that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16, 17 clips.
Mr. Nicholas, did you encounter some interesting things about what we're doing right now?
Yeah, there is basically no solid information on how the heck you get the vent out. There's some answers, but nobody has any good pictures or descriptions. So this is obviously the heat shield. To get it down, it has large plastic clips. They're your standard push clip. Just pop those out with a little pry tool.
And for clarity, we are pulling out this vent on the hood to paint it.
And you'll need to take an 8mm bolt off of the ground strap that goes to this. because that actually grounds this aluminum so that it doesn't make noises.
Looks like we got a little bit of dirt on that. How'd that happen?
I don't know. Huh, who knew? There are then 2 bolts you can see, right there and there. They're 10 millimeter. And there's 4 little plastic covers hiding in the back that I had a sneaking suspicion were hiding something, and they were. So they have bolts under them as well. Let's see how it goes from here. This is why we use plastic tools, because these things are a pain. Come on, baby. Come on. Play nice with others. Somebody else had mentioned on one of the online general descriptions, there is double-sided sticky tape across the back. So even though I've got the front popped up, there's still a couple more places, but there's also this tape back here to break loose. And there you be. 6 bolts and a bunch of clips. And double-sided tape.
For context, this is the front fender well liner that we're removing right now. Lined up for painting. Okay, to start off with, we're hitting the plastics with this U-Pole, I think that's how I pronounce it, Grip 4. Meant for plastics like a primer and adhesion aid for this paint. This time we're using the acid etch for metals as a primer and adhesive for the paint. This is at number 8 from the same maker. Primer coat is applied now and curing, and then we're going to hit it with 1 coat tonight and then finish tomorrow.
Anybody remember the shake weight?
You gotta shake these things for a couple of minutes after you cure or mix the chemicals, and we're going to be ready to apply it soon.
Or test panel.
And we're back the very next day, back at the Emporium of Oddities Miscellaneous Things to finish off the paint for this truck. Yesterday we did a bunch of prep work. We got all the pieces off that we need to paint, and we actually were able to primer everything and then do a test shoot along the inner wheel wells, and they came out really good. So now we're going to do 2nd coat on that and get everything else shot and painted. All right, ready, Nick? I guess so. Okay, here we go. We're ready. Work. About an hour after the first coat has been put on, we're letting stuff bake in the sun. It's dry to the touch at this point. We're gonna hit a few pieces with the second coat that need it. And there's a couple pieces here that are good with the first coat. All have been primed before this, so we're pretty confident about paint adhesion. We'll find that out as we go. But yeah, we are looking good. And let's take a look at this one. This is one of the nicer pieces after the first coat. This is the hood vent for the Raptor. Pretty happy with that. It's after an hour of dry time. Okay, we are about to put in our first piece. And locked.
Look at that.
Very cool.
That looks awesome.
Okay, now we got the bumper assembly back on. We're just gonna put the shroud back on it. And then it's hammer time.
Very nice. Very nice. There we go. Come on, peel, peel. Oh, double-sided sticky tape. Why do you hate me? Nope. All right. Moment of truth.
Let's see the back of that sucker.
All the clips all on. Double-sided sticky tape the two pieces back together. Double-sided sticky tape there. Line up the holes and go for the glory. All the clips, the bajillion clips back on, and then again with these you just kind of line everything back up and beat it like it owes you money. Check that out. There we go. And play nice. Nice with others. Alright, now to bolt her in.
Okay, we got the truck fully painted. Everything we wanted to do, we got done. No big hang-ups whatsoever. The underside, the wheel wells have been painted. The fenders have been painted. All the peripheral pieces like the hood vent, and we actually got the caps on the KC bar, light bar as well, painted. So it turned out really great, and it also hides any blemishes that I've previously had on my fenders from off-roading. It dries really quickly, so to the touch. So we were able to paint it and get it all installed within probably about 6 hours of being painted and put it back together again. It does take about 5 to 7 days to fully harden and cure, so no heavy off-roading until then. I'm pretty happy with the result. Hopefully it lasts, and if it doesn't, we'll figure it out from there. But if you like this content, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.